Hey guys, welcome to another, or rather the first episode of Mobility with Josh. I figured we would just start from the bottom up. We're gonna work on ankles today, on getting a good mobility routine for the ankles. Ankles are important for pretty much most things you would do in a gym, whether it be a squat, a lunge, or even running and biking. So I'm gonna take you through a routine today that's gonna really help open up those ankles and get them nice and loose. You need a couple things for today's workout. One is a foam roller, and then the other thing that you need today, not entirely necessary, but it does help, are floss bands. Floss bands just help with giving a little bit more proprioceptive input to your nervous system so that it inhibits the stretch reflex so you can get a little bit further in the mobility exercises that we do. All right, so without further ado, let's get going. So go ahead and grab your foam roll. And all we're gonna start with is just foam rolling the calves. And let me move this so that you all can see me okay. And we're just gonna start just kind of globally moving the foam roll up and down the calves. Calves are going to be primary driver for your ankle in terms of push off. So doing a heel raise is governed by your calves. Two muscles there, your gastroc and your soleus. Soleus probably more important in terms of squatting and having that be more mobile, but we're certainly going to tackle both today. And with this, we're not necessarily trying to find any tight points at this stage, just kind of globally giving input to that nervous system to try to calm things down and enhance our stretches. Of course, this is going to be an arm workout, so if you need to take breaks throughout, that's fine. Not a problem at all. All right, and we'll spend just a little bit more on here. Might work a little bit more on the bottom half. And notice I'm not going too fast with the foam roll. I'm not trying to race. I'm just slowly gliding. All right, now we're gonna start to get a little bit more targeted. So go ahead and put one foot on the foam roll. We're gonna do one at a time now. And what I'm gonna have you do now is actually hunt for those kind of tight spots, that are gonna be a little bit more grisly, a little more irritating than others. Again, it shouldn't be a real sharp pain with any of the spots that you find. If it is, then just back off on the pressure. This shouldn't be something that causes tears. I think that's one of the things that gets preached wrongly, is you have to be in tears to do mobility, and that's just not the case. And I feel like that in part detracts a lot of people from doing it. All right, so hunt for a tight spot. So here I found kind of a tight spot on my calf, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pump my ankle up, hold, and relax. Pump up, hold, and relax. I'm gonna do that one more time here, and relax. And then I'll kind of roll back onto it. At this point, you don't have to suspend yourself anymore with your hands. You can kind of let your butt down. Usually, or at least I can exert enough force with my leg to where I feel it pretty well. But if you want to add something a little bit extra, you can add your other foot and kind of roll along. And you can, again, add the contraction. So bring the ankle up and relax. Bring the ankle up, relax. One more. All right. I've been doing kind of the lower part of my calf, so let's move it on up. And right about there is another one. So we'll go up and down. And obviously the tighter areas on you are not going to be the same as it is for me. So don't feel like you have to be working on the upper part of your calf. You can really spend most of the time on your lower, most of the time on the upper, or maybe it's just a healthy mix of every bit of your calf. Maybe it's all tight. That's okay. My goal is just to get you in and out of here in 15 to 20 minutes and have you with some fresh ankles that you can do some squats with. All right, let's do maybe one more here. Right there, that's a winner. Okay, relax, we'll do two more. One more. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch legs. Put your other foot up on there. And same thing, we're gonna seek those tight spots and then do some contract relax on them. So I've already found one, didn't take long at all. So I'll bring my toes up and relax. Two more. And up and relax. There we go. You don't have to hold the contraction for very long up there, 3-5 seconds. I don't even think I'm doing that long. Just to where you feel the muscle tense and then you let it relax. So let's find another one here. Ooh, oh God. Okay, that's good. All right, so contract, up, and relax. This one I'm gonna give a little extra love to, just pushing down. Woo! Okay, and up, and relax. Up, and relax. All right, good. Let's find another. I know I kind of had my little battle shout there. I already won against my own rules. Shouldn't be excruciating. And it wasn't, to be honest. I'm just being dramatic. As per usual. Okay, let's do another one. So one thing that you can do, instead of rolling along the straight plane of your calf, you can kind of fish around and do more on the inside of your calf. So let's see if we can maybe find one there. Nothing of note for me. Oh, maybe right there. Again, you can kind of apply some pressure. Same deal. Contract up and relax. Contract up and relax. One more. All right, let's find one more spot on the outside of the leg. So hunting, trying to find a little tight spot. Ah, right there. Okay, more on the top. All right, we contract up, give a little love, and relax. Up, and relax. Up, and relax. There we go. So now we've foam rolled the calves quite extensively, and the whole goal with that, I mean, the whole goal with a lot of this is to just send more input up to the brain to kind of relax the muscles so that you can get into positions more easily, such as squats and lunges, at least in terms of the ankle. The next thing we're going to do involves the use of floss bands. Floss bands are sometimes called compression bands, and they are used not necessarily in the way that you would think. They do apply compression, but it's not something where you want to put a ton of compression on them, on like around your leg or anything like that. It's just enough to provide, again, that input to your nervous system to help everything relax. All right, so here's what you do. I set another camera here, so hopefully you can see me set this up. You're gonna wrap the band around right at the bottom of your leg near your ankle, and you're gonna give what I would say 25 to 50% stretch on it, probably leaning towards the lower end of that. Again, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then I'm leaving about, I'd say, ½ an inch overlap each time I wrap it up. And I'm just wrapping it up the length of my leg. And once I get close to about halfway, I'm gonna start to bring it back down. There's no exact science to this, by the way. So if someone tells you that, oh, that dude's doing it wrong and you need to do it like this, there's no science to it. The whole goal, like I said, is just to give kind of novel input to the nervous system. And this is a way of doing that, because most of the times we don't walk around with bands around our ankles most of the time. All right, we're gonna do that on the other leg. I'll try to make this a little faster here. So again, leaving about half an inch, 25 to 50% stretch. Once you get to about midway up the calf, just roll it back down. And then once you get to the end, I didn't mention this, you just tuck it into really any of the overhanging pieces of band. Doesn't really matter which one. All right, and now we have this. So all we're gonna do now is get into a half lunge position. And we're gonna get into this forward lunge to really stretch out the soleus muscle in the back of the leg, and then back out of it. So as opposed to conventional stretching, we're really just going into it and then back out. We're gonna do 15 of these and then switch sides. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're really trying to go as far as you can without too much pain. You shouldn't really get any sharp pain with this. If you do, just back out of it. I think this is 9. 10, let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, good. We're gonna do the other leg now, same exact thing. So get into that half kneel position, lean forward, and then come out of it. Lean forward, and then come out of it. For this, I'm really trying to go for it. I'm going until I feel a pretty significant amount of discomfort, but not something, again, to where I feel a sharp pain with. It just feels like a really intense pull. The whole premise of these bands, I know I've mentioned this a couple times, but they are optional. You don't have to do this exercise with the bands. The thing that makes it nice, though, is that they do inhibit that sensation of stretch because of the compressive input that they provide. And the benefit of that is that you can usually really get into the stretch or get into the end range of this motion without that stretch perception, getting in the way. I've lost count already. No surprise there. Let's do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you're doing this, by the way, I didn't mention this before, but make sure your heel doesn't come up off the floor. Your heel should stay on the ground. All right, our third and final mobility drill is kind of just a way to get more weight into what we just did. So if you've done yoga before, it is a downward dog, and we're going to get into that. We're going to keep the bands on again, just to help with the stretch. So let's get into it. You can use a yoga mat if you want. You don't have to. All right. If you haven't done a downward dog before, you're just going to get into all fours, like where I'm at now. Go ahead and put your toes on the ground. Feet shouldn't be flat. Go ahead and wrap your 10 toes under, and then come up and back, just like that. And now, what you're going to do is you're going to pump your ankles, meaning you're going to bear all your weight down on your right and then all your weight down on your left, and go ahead and alternate just like that. And so with each one of these, I'm really trying to push my heel down to the floor. Your arm should be straight and locked out pretty much. Have it so that your armpits are basically facing forward. They shouldn't be bent and elbows out to the side or anything like that. And just kind of rock through, and I can really feel this. Since the knees are straight now, we're focusing more on the gastroc muscle, so the larger muscle of your calf, as opposed to where we were at before in that half kneeling position, which focused more on your soleus. By the way, with the floss bands, when you wrap them, you want to err on the side of not as tight. I'm noticing right now that my right foot is turning a little bit red, and that shouldn't happen, or at least it's not really desirable. For the short term that I'm doing this, it's not really going to be a big deal, but just a note to you at home if you do decide to use floss bands, yeah, your extremity shouldn't turn red. All right. Let's do about 5 more of these. Okay. And you'll probably notice the more you do of these, the closer you're going to get to touching your heel down to the ground. Okay, that's good there. All right, so that's it. 3 things to help get your ankle moving. I'm gonna take this band off before my foot gets too red, but I hope that was helpful for you. A good thing to do is if you do this video in the future, because I think it's important to continue to work on your ankle mobility. This isn't something where if you just follow this video once, you're gonna get permanent ankle mobility. What is nice is that you probably will get significantly better ankle range of motion just from doing this once. The thing is just it won't last though. So it's very important that after you do this, you work on exercises that you find that you have difficulty with. So maybe after you're done watching this, try some lunges or some squats or snatches, things that you find that you have difficulty performing, because really what mobility gives you is a window of opportunity to perform exercises that are otherwise difficult. So I would recommend after you're done watching this video to work on those movements that are difficult for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you really loved it and you want to continue this journey of mobility, then go ahead and subscribe, and I will send more content your way. All right guys, take care and have a great day.